What is up, guys? Hassan Malik back here. And today I wanted to do something a little different and take a look back at one of the most subtle yet important parts of LEGO Star Wars, the blasters. Real quick before we get into it though, I did want to remind you guys that the giveaway for $130 worth of any sets on the LEGO store has been extended. So head over to that video or click the card above, comment and subscribe on that video, not this one, and you'll automatically be entered. Okay, back to the video. Everyone knows how important blasters are in Star Wars, and because of that, us LEGO fans are pretty picky with how they're represented in sets. So we are going to look at the history and evolution of the blaster in LEGO, and then look at what a possible future for it might look like. So the first variant of LEGO blasters were introduced in 1999 at the very beginning of the LEGO Star Wars theme, and they used the classic backwards megaphone design. For anyone who didn't grow up with these as the standard blaster, these may look very strange, but I still think they got the job done pretty well, even if including the studs on the ends made it look like they were constantly firing. We also saw other different pieces to represent different blasters, like the old camera piece flipped around, the classic crossbow piece for Chewbacca, and regular revolvers for Jango Fett. But this backwards megaphone piece remained the standard all the way until 2007 when the new standard blaster piece was introduced. This was LEGO's best design of blaster they have ever made and is still used until now. And due to this simple yet super effective design, it's the reason why it's used as the standard blaster piece to this day. LEGO also made a longer version of this blaster, which is more of a rifle. I always liked the design but always found it difficult to use and pose with minifigures. The next year, LEGO also introduced the new pistol design in 2008 without the scope. LEGO stopped making this variant of the blaster in 2011, but it's still my favorite version of the blaster pistol, which was later replaced by a very similar yet different design with the scope in 2011. But those three have pretty much become the standard even until now. LEGO did make these stud shooters in 2014 that have proven to be quite annoying. I've never liked these, mainly due to the way they look. They look like gigantic t-shirt cannons to me. But I get why they are important, especially for younger children who like to actually use them for play. But even for that, these things just fire studs way too fast and far, and they just end up getting lost everywhere. And that's pretty much where we're at right now with the blasters in LEGO Star Wars. But did you guys notice something weird about them? All the blasters LEGO has made since the beginning of the theme have all been generic and never specific to any weapon in the Star Wars lore. And this is understandable for earlier sets where custom molds weren't common and would drive up the price too much. But LEGO started making the new custom molds for blasters in 2007, which could be justified since they were used in so many different sets for so many years. LEGO has been making other custom molds for specific blasters in other themes though. Take the Guardians of the Galaxy sets for example. Star-Lord received new molding for his element blasters, as well as a random unnamed minion who also got a custom mold for his blaster. And in the past decade, LEGO has been making custom accessories, whether it be blasters or swords or anything, for a lot of different themes. So why don't we start to see this in the Star Wars line with specific weapons that look far more accurate to what the characters use in universe. And like most of the things I dream of for LEGO Star Wars, this is also probably not possible due to cost. Now don't get me wrong, I love the current blasters, but they have been around for so long and improving them is the next logical step. The thing is, I believe LEGO could get around the issue of budget when trying to create specific weapons from the Star Wars universe. Now, LEGO is generally creating sets from 3 different eras: the prequels, original trilogy, and sequel trilogy. If we actually take a look at the blasters from these eras, a lot of the factions share so many different design elements, mainly the Clones and Empire and the First Order. If we actually take a look at the blasters from these eras, a lot of the factions share so many different design elements, mainly the Clones, Empire, and First Order. All these guys are essentially based off the last, and so are their weapons. For example, the DC-15S, which is the standard clone weapon, the E-11 for the Empire, and the F-11D for the First Order all look very similar. So instead of making generic molds that fit into every faction across all eras, they can make generic molds that fit similar looking guns across different eras like those 3. So you could use a black mold for the Clones and Empire and then a white molded one for the First Order, but the piece would still be the same and be more accurate than the regular blaster we have now. And these new designs for blasters could be used in so many different sets. Let's look at 2019 for example, the last complete year of LEGO Star Wars sets. You could replace so many of the regular blasters with this new mold they could introduce. And since it's a piece that actually has a lot of demand and usage, it can generally keep the production costs down. There are so many nice custom pieces for more accurate blasters out there, like Brick Arms, who make some of the best custom Star Wars weapons in my opinion. I guess you could say LEGO may also want less detailed looking weapons because these are kids' toys at the end of the day that are marketed towards children. So having things like violent weapons may become an issue. But the thing is, we've seen these more detailed weapons in other themes that are also for kids, so I don't see why that would be a problem. I get most of you are probably thinking the regular blasters are fine and there's no need to change them, and you're absolutely right. Everything I'm asking for here is in the pursuit of the most perfect LEGO Star Wars minifigures possible. And now that LEGO is trying to make more of an attempt to target an older audience, I think this is the next logical step in the evolution of the LEGO blaster. I don't think they should get rid of the old molds or anything, but having more accurate blasters is something a lot of the Star Wars AFOL community is after. Which is why these third-party LEGO compatible customs are doing so well and have such high demand. Making custom molds for each individual blaster wouldn't be that bad, but it may drive up prices, but most of them will be very reusable. Just think about how many clone troopers and stormtroopers we've received over the years. They could all be using newer, more accurate weapons. I also think LEGO is starting to feel this regular blaster piece's age too. Take a look at the new 501st Legion Clone Trooper set, for example. LEGO started adding this fairly new two-piece to the end of the rifles to get it to look more like the DC-15A blaster rifle that the clones use in universe. They made this set for the fans, and they know the fans want an accurate DC-15A, so they tried to do their best with the pieces they've got, and I actually really respect that. So that is the evolution of the LEGO Star Wars blaster. We started with the backwards megaphone, then the regular blaster, then the stud shooters, and now hopefully newly molded weapons in the future. Let me know what you guys think about the blaster pieces, whether you'd like to see new ones now after 13 years or just leave them the same. Whatever you're thinking, let me know down in the comments below. Also, make sure to enter the giveaway. But that is pretty much going to do it for me, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.